and small-scale merchants who struggled to survive. The Buddhist scriptures, usually called the sutras, refer to dozens of professions already practiced in Buddha's time, and his audiences included everyone from royalty to slaves. For most people hearing the Buddha's words, work was a necessary and central part of their daily lives. He couldn't ignore it then, any more than we can ignore it now. Enlightenment was not just something for full-time monastics, so Buddha knew that helping ordinary people work right was essential to helping them find their own path of awakening. That's what this book is about: how to make our work not just another distraction, but an integral part of truly waking up. This book will help you understand why Buddha, a guy who never held a job, chose to elevate right livelihood to such importance. More importantly, we'll explore how to find a way of working that's right in every sense of that word. Right for you, right for your health, right for your sanity, and right for the world. Buddha's teachings are not complicated. He laid them all out in his very first sermon in about 700 words, about as many as you've already read in this book so far. Most of them come down to basic principles, like honesty and balance, that help us pay closer attention to the world. But applying those simple teachings to the complexities of daily life can be quite a bit trickier. As Buddha elaborated on these concepts over the years, his teachings ballooned to about 20,000 to 80,000 pages, depending on who's counting. Despite his complete lack of job experience, Buddha actually had a lot to say about work in all those later sermons. Some of his admonitions were both specific and unsurprising. He suggested that we avoid careers in weapons, human trafficking, and drugs, for example. But once you start pulling on even those simple threads, it's easy to unravel the whole sweater. When Buddha says to avoid business in intoxicants and poison, what does he really mean? I spent years working at Instagram and Facebook. Are those online platforms intoxicants? Are they even poison? I suppose some would say so, although I disagree. Should we consider television an intoxicant? What about video games? Are coal miners trafficking in poison? Or car manufacturers? Some people talk about sugar as a poison. So are ice cream shops forbidden? That's a depressing thought. In any case, these specific suggestions are just the beginning. All the same principles Buddha offered to guide us in the rest of life must also guide us in our work. After right livelihood, the other 7 elements of the Eightfold Path are right view, right resolve, right speech, right conduct, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. All of these can help us at work, especially mindfulness and concentration, which we'll spend extra time discussing. Most of us know from sad experience that there are endless ways to stray from this path in the workplace, to fall into wrong conduct, wrong speech, and so forth, to treat our coworkers badly, to drift mindlessly from one task to the next, even to lie, cheat, or steal. We'll talk about all of these things too, and how to avoid them. Buddha taught that life involves a lot of suffering, which many in the working world will find very easy to believe. But he also taught that it doesn't have to, that suffering has a cause and a cure. That cure isn't necessarily easy, but it is possible. And it's just as possible behind a desk, or at a cash register, or in a factory, as it is on a distant mountaintop. You don't have to quit your job to find enlightenment. It might not even help. Buddha's life was kind of an American dream in reverse, starting in the lap of luxury and ending literally penniless. The wife and son he abandoned were eventually ordained and joined Buddha's burgeoning community of monks and nuns, so his one and only descendant ended up broke too. He found all the bliss-chasing of his youth to be a distraction. As nice as retirement might sound right now, it isn't any easier to wake up on a beach, or on a golf course, or at a spa. Buddha would tell you it might be harder. You don't have to become a Buddhist either. Buddha never used that word, and he might not be thrilled with the way people use it today. He didn't believe in Buddhism, per se. He believed in paying attention, taking care of yourself, and waking up. That's something anyone of any faith can do. In the end, happiness and fulfillment at work depend on many of the same things that bring us happiness and fulfillment elsewhere. Like anything worth doing, there are no shortcuts. There's no pill you can take or magic notebook you can buy or fancy exercise you can learn. But this book will show you how Buddha's simple instructions apply to our everyday lives in the office or on any job.